hope your second semester is off to a great start. I'm Alyssa Grievenkamp.
And I'm Adriana Powell. Here's your UFTV news.
The University of Findlay has recently updated its security system. They have invested $560,000 into the system, bringing in brand new cameras all around campus. The new system will have about 3 to 4 months worth of storage. According to Kenneth Walrus, Director of Safety and Security, the update is about 95% complete. Here's a quick interview with Ken talking about the upgrades.
My position here is Director of Safety and Security for the university, and I've been here almost 16 years. The old cameras were hardwired. These are all IP cameras. The resolution of the new cameras is far greater than anything that we've ever had. Our storage capacity with DVRs, they were maybe 2 to 3 weeks at best. With the new NVRs, we're looking at probably 4 months storage. So it gives us a greater latitude. If someone discovers something a month after it happens, we'll have the ability to go back and look. Our goal is to have everything done. We started last fall, and except for a couple cameras, we're pretty much finished. And everybody needs to get trained on it. That'll be trained on how to operate it. But we're really close to being done. We had roughly 350 cameras, between 350 and 400 cameras. Now when we're finished, we'll have close to 500. One of the extra things that we did, we added cameras to all the new science labs. We didn't have anything in there. The resolution on those cameras and being able to zoom, you can, if a professor thinks someone may be cheating, we can actually almost look at what they're writing. It's that good.
On the academic side of things, there has been more plagiarism, fabrication, and cheating going on now than there has been in years past. Some professors have their own beliefs on what plagiarism is, and some students don't know that some of the things that they're doing can be considered acts of plagiarism. Some professors suggest educating students better on what is and what is not considered plagiarism so that there aren't as many of these incidents in the future.
We are going to take a quick break from news and check to see what is happening with athletics this semester. Let's head over to UFTV Sports with Brandon Emsweller.
What's up, Oiler Nation? Brandon Emsweller here with your UFTV Sports recap from last week, and it was an eventful week for the Orange and Black. Let's start things off with some women's basketball, where last week they took on Ohio Dominican University, and it started off where the Oilers were down 54-47, but the second half was a different story for the Oilers. They outscored Ohio Dominican 44-20 in the second half. The final for this one was 70-57, and some of the stats from this game was Carly Boner leading the way with 18 points, Margaret Webker with 5 rebounds, and Sia Geiger with 5 assists. The men's basketball team played directly after that, and it was a different story for this game. It was a hard-fought battle for both of the teams, but Ohio Dominican would prevail. The Oilers only hit 32% of their shots, which made it very difficult to score, and most of the shots were three-pointers. In the end, Ohio Dominican would hold on and win 55-52. Nick Ruthsat led with 13 points and led in assists as well with 2. The men's team had to regroup and came in on Saturday with the thought of winning, and so they did. The Oilers dominated this game right off the bat against rival Tiffin. The Oilers' field goal percentage went up 20%, making it around 55%, plus rebounds were key with 41. Also at the half, it was 42-13, and they kept pounding the ball to the basket. From these past 2 games, the men's basketball team is 7-7 overall and 4-6 in GLIAC play. The same story happened for the Lady Oilers, dominating right off the bat and almost made to triple figures by shooting 61% and committing 22 turnovers on the Dragons. This game now makes them 9-5 on the season and 5-5 overall. The next time the Oilers and men's teams will be playing is next week on Thursday at Ashland University, and they will also be playing at Lake Erie on Saturday. Moving on to some other UF sports, we have swimming and diving, where they met Wayne State on the road on Friday, where the men lost 164 to 126, and the women also fell 172 to 103. The swim team won't be back in action until January 24th when they go up against Grand Valley State University. Track and field was also in action when they hosted the Ohio Invitational on Friday, and senior Kendra Averish got first place in shot put, and Dylan Webster set a school record in the 500-meter dash with the time 103.34. The track and field team will be back in action January 23rd and the 24th by hosting the Findlay Classic. And lastly, we have the wrestling team who competed at the Ranger Duels, finishing the tournament with a 1-2 record by losing to Augustana 25-9, then beating Wisconsin Parkside, and would then lose to McKendree 23-12. The wrestling team will head to Tiffin for the Super Region 2 Duels January 31st. That is it for your UFTV Sports Recap. I'm Brandon Emsweller.
Thank you, Brandon, for the sports recap from last week. Now it's time to go to Jake Miller, who has some information for us about the expansion on the campus.
So the University of Findlay has been involved in several different expansion projects as of recently, but the main one is the incorporation of a new business and student life building on campus.
Well, in essence, one half of the building is the College of Business.
Okay.
So that half of the building will be a mixture of classrooms, spaces for programs, speakers, things like that. So very with intent purely academic.
Right now, almost all the classrooms are set up for lecture. You know, there's a podium in front, and
right.
all the seats face forward.
Mm-hmm.
We need some classrooms that are designed for seminars.
Okay.
So that everybody's sort of facing one another and more discussion can take place.
Then there'll be the other half of the building, which will actually have space in it for students to use. Probably the nicest feature of the building is out on the back. It's going to have sort of a canopy that's going to come out for several feet, and a long patio that'll go the whole stretch of the building. That'll then open up out onto a large green space.
I think it'll be a focal point for the campus. Mm-hmm. So when a potential student visits, they'll walk away with a stronger and probably more positive impression of the university, no matter what their major might be.
So the location for the new business/student life building on campus is going to be behind me here, taking over the parking lot across the street from the Davis Street building. Now, in this new building on campus, you can find tons of meeting spaces for different student organizations, as well as a food court with tons of different food options for students to utilize, as well as classrooms and faculty offices for the business department. With UFTV News, I'm Jake Miller.
Thank you, Jake, for the update. In other news, looking for something fun to do in the month of January? Well, celebrated stage and screen actor, as well as musician, musical star Cheyenne Jackson will be at the University of Findlay's Donnell Broadway Musical Theater guest artist on Sunday, January 25th. The event will be held at 7:30 p.m. in Weinbrenner Theological Seminary's TLB Auditorium. Admission for the community will cost $15 for adults and $10 for senior citizens. For UF faculty, staff, and students, admission is free.
The University of Findlay is also hosting their 13th annual Comedy Jam at the end of the month. The Comedy Jam is set to take place on January 31st in Ritz Auditorium at 8 p.m. Comedian Louis Ramy will be the headliner. Michael Palasak will be the feature, and stand-up comedian Kim Coles will also be taking the stage during this event. Ramy was one of the finalists on the last comic standing. Palasak has had performed stand-up on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno and The Late Show with David Letterman. Coles has appeared on several television shows such as Frasier and 6 Feet Under. For University of Findlay students, faculty, and staff, the first ticket is free with UF identification. Pre-sale tickets are $10 each for the community and are on a first-come, first-served basis. Earlier in the month, Campus Program Board held Celebrity Bingo with Austin Powers. We have a short recap showing how this event went.
Oh, it's groovy being Austin Powers, man. Sorry, I automatically slip into Austin Powers whenever I have the teeth in. So my name's Greg Thompson from Orlando, Florida, and I am here at the University of Findlay tonight to call bingo. We're going to have a groovy time, baby. Right now I'm in my dressing room that they've set up for me, which is awesome. You can see the stuff they've had, the groovy signs they have for me that say welcome to UF and get ready for a great laugh. And I've got my stuff out here to get ready for Austin Powers. So we got about 2 minutes before we go on set and have a groovy time with bingo.
That looked fun.
I wish I could have been there to see what went down.
If you're interested in helping out with UFTV, email Will Adiabojo at the email address on screen.
Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed our show. I'm Alyssa Greencamp.
And I'm Adriana Powell. See you in 2 weeks. Stay classy, Finley.